Hello and welcome back to another video. My name is Nicole and I sell vintage home decor on Etsy, and I also have a small booth at an antique mall. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you everything I've picked up recently for my vintage Etsy shop. I already know my dog is going to be very unhappy with me doing this, but hopefully she'll stay. The first item I want to show you, speaking of dogs, are these adorable she already hates it. She wants to leave. Oh, I know. So the first item are these adorable dog bookends. They are so beautiful. They're hand carved and they have these little starburst details on the top and bottom. I got these at the thrift store for only $4, so I was very excited to find them. My next item is also a bookend, and it is this beautiful marble owl bookend. The bookend part is marble and then the owl is ceramic. It's really well made. I've never seen a bookend like this before. I originally had it at my antique booth, but it just wasn't selling, and I had it in there for like 6 months, so I decided to take it out and put it on Etsy. Even though it's not a pair, I do still think it will sell. It's very whimsical and cute, so I'm excited to see how it does. Next, I'll go ahead and show you all of the brass items for today. First are these beautiful brass candlesticks. I actually bought these from the antique mall that I have my booth at. I was there recently restocking my booth and I spotted these on the way out. They were only $16 for the pair, and my general rule of thumb is that if a brass candlestick is $8 or less, I will buy it. I usually make sets with them. These ones are just so beautiful that I thought they would be great as a standalone pair. The main thing that drew me to them is they just have the most gorgeous warm gold patina, and they really kind of sparkle in the light. Next are some more candlesticks. This is a set of 3. They're very heavy. The base, I think, is solid brass. It makes them very heavy. I think that they're meant to be candle holders, but they look like they could also be used as bud vases. The gap at the top is pretty wide and then it narrows and goes all the way down. But I do think their original purpose is to be used for small candles. They're very old. They have a wood base, which I don't see all that often. Next is this brass eagle hook. I got this for around 25 cents at one of my local thrift stores, which was just crazy. Wall hooks generally do pretty well. My only hesitation is that it's an eagle, and I feel like eagle pieces don't sell very well. Something that I've noticed, and I would love to hear from other resellers if you've had this experience as well. I've noticed eagle and elephant decor just doesn't sell as well as I thought it would. Generally, animal stuff sells pretty well, but eagles and elephants tend to sell slowly for me. Just something I've noticed. Next up is this adorable brass bunny, and contrary to the eagles and elephants thing, bunnies sell very well. A lot of people collect rabbit and bunny decor, including myself. I collect a lot of bunny decor. This piece actually did come out of my own personal collection, and I do like it, but I just wasn't super attached to it, so I figured I would list it on my shop. Next up is this candle snuffer. Nothing super exciting. I think that this was around $1 or $2 from an estate sale, but these always sell really well for me. Next for brass is this wooden apple with a brass stem. I thought this was super cute. This piece I actually picked up at a thrift store I went to recently, and when I was at the thrift store, my phone died. I like to have my phone with me when I'm thrifting so that I can Google Lens items. I would say I probably end up Google Lensing about 30% of the items that I pick up. A lot of the stuff I pick up is like tried and true candle snuffers, brass, ashtrays, stuff that I know sells well, but every once in a while I see stuff like this that I'm not sure about, so I will Google Lens it. But as I mentioned, my phone died. So there are a couple things in this haul where I felt like I was going in blind, and I was hoping that they were going to end up being good pickups. I'll show you what those things are. This was one of the items that I wasn't 100% sold on because my phone was dead. Obviously, this is a beautiful piece. It is a solid brass pedestal bowl, but it was $12, and so I was nervous that I might be overpaying for it, but I just went for it, and I'm glad that I did because pieces like this go for around $60. The next piece I picked up on that same thrift trip is this porcelain cat. This piece was around $7 if I remember remember correctly, and on the bottom it says Calico China. I didn't know if that meant that it's just China and Calico is the brand and maybe it was made in the UK, or if it was made in China, and if it was made in China then it likely would not be vintage. But I loved the chintz floral pattern, and it's blue and white. A lot of people love that color scheme, so I figured I would risk it and pick it up, and turns out it is vintage, so I'm very glad that I got it. And the last piece I picked up on this thrift trip was this black and white Wedgwood trinket box. I don't often see black and white Wedgwood, it's usually blue and white. This piece has some scratches on the inside, but it doesn't have any chips, so it's in pretty good condition. It's stamped Wedgwood on the bottom, made in England. This was $16, so it was a bit pricier and I really wasn't sure about it, but I did grab it, and when I got home I discovered that it's worth around $60 or $50. Now let's move on to some items that I think are very special and kind of quirky, things that I've never seen before. Starting out with this beautiful wooden ashtray. I don't know what kind of wood this is. It looks like it could be maybe like walnut and teak, but oh, I didn't know that that comes out. Huh. Okay, well that's good to know. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure what type of wood this is, but it's so beautiful. And I don't know if I already said this, but it's an ashtray, so it has 3 indentations on the side for cigarettes, I guess, but you can use it to hold jewelry or just as a display piece. And in the center it has this piece of round resin, which I didn't realize pops out. I think it must have just gotten kind of loosened as it's been in my possession, because when I bought it, it definitely did not come out like that. Next up for the cool and unusual items are these stunning copper enamel plates. They are by the artist Anne Marie Davidson. She was a popular artist in the 60s in California. When I found these plates, there was an older man who came up to me with a cart full of very cool vintage items. He was probably either a reseller or just an antique collector himself, but he saw these plates in my cart and he was amazed by them, and we were kind of talking about how cool they were. And he's the one who actually told me they were copper enamel. I didn't know that initially, and he picked them up and was looking at them, and yeah, they're really cool. They were slightly pricier for being from the thrift store. They were $13 each, but man, they're just so beautiful and vibrant. And I think that the carousel and bird imagery are pretty popular, and somebody is just going to love these. I love these. I did strongly consider keeping one, but I've decided that I'm going to sell both of them. The next piece I have actually decided I am going to keep, and I'm super excited about it. It is this very whimsical and cool fox paperweight. So it's a piece of glass, and then on the back there's a hand-painted fox. I bought this with the intention of selling it. I had no intention of keeping it, but it's been in my possession for a little while now, and I just couldn't bring myself to list it. It's just so cute, and I kind of have an affinity for forest animals. I live in Florida, so I don't see a lot of forest animals, but I did live in Connecticut for a year, a little over a year ago. Our apartment that we lived in was really cool. It was right off of a state park, so we would see a lot of deer and other wild animals outside of our back window. And I remember when I saw a fox in the wild for the very first time, a bright red fox, just like the one painted on here, and I was just in awe. They're such beautiful creatures. So yeah, I decided to keep this, and I've been having it on my desk, putting like my checks underneath it and my to-do lists, and it just brings me a lot of joy every time that I look at it. And it was only like $1 or $2. This is what it looks like up close. So it is a half circle, and then has the beautiful fox, and it's just painted on the back, but it gets enlarged by the glass. Another very unique item I picked up recently is this little wooden hand-carved kiwi. It's so funny looking, and it was hand-carved in New Zealand. It has a little sticker on the bottom. I've never found anything like this. It's very lightweight, and I believe this was a couple of dollars from the thrift store. Next up, I have this beautiful box from India, and it has some copper and tin details on it. So it has some elephants and palm trees and flowers and then these copper stripes on the lid. And to make it even better, when you open it up, it has this cute little mirror up at the top, purple velvet, and even a secret compartment. So it has these two spots for jewelry, and then you pull it out and it has a whole compartment underneath. Maybe you could gift this to someone and then like put a little love note in there or something. I don't know. I just think it's cool. And it has little tiny nails on the inside, which I've talked about in previous videos. That's a good sign that something is vintage. The legs on the bottom are wooden, and then they're wrapped in the tin design and nailed on with the tiny nails. So it's just super cool. We have just a couple of items left. This is another little box. It's a stone box shaped like a heart. How cute is that? It's very solid and heavy, and then it has this little knob to open it up. It doesn't have any markings on it. If I had to guess, I'd guess that it's probably from Pakistan or India. I've seen a lot of stone pieces like this that are from Pakistan, but I'm not totally sure. That is just a guess. Next, I have this copper mold of a duck, and I got this piece from the same booth that I got that stone box. If you saw my last video, you might notice that I've been really into these copper molds. I just think they're super cute and would add such a nice little cottagey touch to a kitchen. But this one actually has the backing on it, so it's fully intact. It was made in Korea, and it has the spot here to hang it up. The very last piece I want to show you today is this beautiful antique tray. This piece is from 1912. It's stamped on the back. It is this piece of porcelain with these roses and leaves on it, and it has wicker all around it that is woven around the porcelain base. It also has these cute handles on the side. This piece would be so beautiful displayed on your bedroom dresser with perfume and jewelry. The only thing is that the wicker in this one spot is really falling apart and kind of breaking off, but I did put pictures of that in the listing and made sure that I noted that. The reason I still bought it in this condition is because it's so old. It's over 100 years old, so all things considered, it is in pretty good shape. That is everything I wanted to show you today. Everything is currently listed on my Etsy shop. My shop is called Ivy Dog Vintage, and as always, I will have it linked in the description below. If you're not already subscribed, I post new videos every Thursday. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.